What dost thou think?
Think, my lord.
Think, my lord? By heaven thou echoest me, as if there were some monster in thy thought, too hideous to be shown.
It was sort of two classes in one, so it was a big time commitment. So part of it was getting a feeling for Shakespeare.
It's Friday night. We've all gathered for a pizza party to read Othello, and basically it's just a chance for us to get the language in our heads and get the story in our heads, since we've been doing so much outside research.
The second part is trying to experience 19th century American culture and to see how Shakespeare's texts and the idea of Shakespeare manifests itself in different ways. And especially we looked at New England because we were working with Colby Special Collections.
The class is like Shakespeare in Renaissance London, but also in 19th century America. So I think that this is 19th century America, so I think we're trying to see like any influences that Shakespeare had via the scrapbooks.
The lab component of the course indeed was learning to do a kind of research where you have a rough idea what you might be looking for, but you're driven more by questions. So as you start to find materials, you find materials you didn't even know existed.
I haven't spent any time in special collections before, and I haven't spent this amount of time doing research for a humanities class.
Yeah, there's so much more independent study, we get to sort of find out what our particular interests are.
So the idea of an exhibit was a way of sharing with each other and with the community some of these treasures and our beginning angle on how to understand them.
Personally, I'm putting in an exhibit on death and Civil War and its relations to Lincoln and Shakespeare, specifically Macbeth, just because Lincoln had a relationship Macbeth kind of followed him around in some ways throughout his life, so kind of focusing in on that.
And the overarching idea, one of the biggest points of doing a class like this is to start to really look at where any influential cultural phenomenon has come from, where its roots are, is always surprising and is widely applicable to looking around at other things in your own culture.
They were definitely
So how it all works. So it's cool, yeah, that he was that influential to them shows how influential he was in America in general. He probably promote. They probably.